Hello and welcome to another New Ideas video. This time round, true wireless Bluetooth earbuds. Do you get what you pay for? Are there bargains to be had? Or do they follow the law of diminishing returns? I know it's been a while since my last video, but it's taken me that long to collate the information and do the testing for this one. Back in the early days of this channel, one of my first videos was for some true wireless earbuds. At the time, there weren't many on the market and there certainly weren't very many cheap ones. But things have changed. This area of the market has exploded over the last 2 years. Here I've got a selection of different earbuds at various different price points. So let's have a look at the first set. These are the Bowpower Q29s. They're easy to pair and connect. They're a pretty good fit and they come with multiple ear tips in the box. They have slightly confusing tactile control. They are large buttons and easy to locate, but it's a little awkward because you have to press them quite hard into your ear to activate the switches. You'll notice that the ear tip wells are restrictive. They're quite small, so for larger third-party ear tips that you might want to buy, they won't fit and hence they won't charge. These, unlike some of the others, don't auto power on when you take them out of the box, but they do have Google Assistant and Siri compatibility. One thing I did find annoying were the confirmation beeps. You get them every single time the track changes, and even when the volume goes up and down. There's no volume control on the headphones themselves, you have to do it on the playback device. They're a bit sibilant and have scratchy treble, but overall the balance is okay, especially for the money. They sound a little warm and close feeling, and they benefit from a bit of EQing. The lower mid-range needs a bit of a cut, and the treble a bit of a boost, but you have to be careful about the sibilance. This second set are unbranded, but when you pair them they identify as TWS 10s. They're a bit fiddly to fit, and there's only one tip available in the box. So if you don't have this size of ear canals, then I'm afraid you're going to have to find something else. Oh, and like other boxes here, the ear tip wells are not very large. So if you're using any larger ear tips, third-party ones I'm thinking, something like the Compli tips, they're not going to fit very well in here, and as a result you might have problems charging the earphones. One thing I found immediately was that these go very loud indeed, but like some of the others, there's no volume adjustment on the earphones themselves. You have to do it on the playback device. And yes, it has Google Assistant and Siri support as well. As regards sound reproduction, the treble is a bit splashy and grainy and doesn't work well with complex music. And there's too much low end which obscures the mids. Just one thing to mention, in the manual there's a very odd line about do not beat or weigh the product. I can't quite see how weighing the product is going to have a detrimental effect, but anyway, let's get on with it. Now we come on to number 3. These are a little different in a lot of ways. I really like the design, and the case feels a lot more solid than some of the others. And it's very interesting to see they include a bag, a soft touch velvet bag for the case. They're interesting because they're open in-ear earbuds that aren't Apple's, although they do resemble AirPods quite a lot in the bit that fits inside the ear canal. The pairing is incredibly easy. You take them out of the box, they auto turn on, you put them away, they auto turn off and charge. And they have magnetic location onto the charging pins. They're an unusual fit, they just sort of hang there. They're not uncomfortable, but they need getting used to, although they do feel a bit insecure and they won't stay in during workouts. They could probably do with some silicone sleeves just to hold them a bit better and maybe increase bass through a little bit of a better fit. The ones they provide help secure them a bit, but they do nothing for sound quality and isolation. Yes, they do have virtual assistant support as well. Now the weird thing about these is that the volume up and the track up are on different ears. You can also hear a lot of things that go on around you unless you turn up the volume very high, and yes, they do go quite high. The sound, well, the bass is very subtle but natural sounding. It won't suit bass heads. The treble is not splashy or sibilant, and actually these are one of the only ones here that don't really benefit from EQing. They sound great out of the box. Okay, and now the budget gets increased quite considerably. What I wanted to see here is if you pay this amount of money, are you really getting a significant increase in performance? So I've been looking to buy the B&O E8s for quite a while. I've got another couple of B&O products that I really like, and I really like their sound signature. So with these, you do get great sound and separation. There's lots of provided ear tips, and the case is great, although there should be a pouch for the case because it can easily get damaged. Also, on the earphones themselves, I think there's too much emphasis on branding. The B&O logo attracts far too much attention for my liking. The case itself accepts larger ear tips, unlike some of the other ones, and they do locate magnetically into the case. The fit is good, but a good fit is hard to find, and finding the right tip is half the battle. The touch panel on the earphones can be a little bit awkward to hit consistently. Oh, and in transparency mode, I think the mic sounds terrible. Sound signature wise, these are great. There's a good lower end, but the treble is a little rough, a little inconsistent, and the sound stage is a bit constrained, which you'd sort of expect considering they fit so well. But if you use the B&O app to adjust the sound stage and the overall sound balance, you can get a very good result. You only need subtle adjustments though. Enlarging the circle slightly and moving it up the 12 o'clock axis, a small amount improves things quite a lot. It's easy, however, to overdo it. What really lets these down is they're not Bluetooth 5, which would sort out the dropout issue and also improve the latency. Now on to the latecomers to the party, the Avantree TW 105s. Originally this was going to be a group test of 4 earphones, but then I noticed that Avantree had brought these new Bluetooth 5 true wireless earbuds out. I'm quite a fan of theirs, as I've used some of their Bluetooth transmitter and receivers in the past. Like other earphones here, it has a single large control button and indicator LED, but they also come inside these silicone sleeves, which are there to aid water and sweat resistance. However, they do pick up fluff and lint quite a lot. For me, the fit is very good with the supplied ear tips, and there was no need to go to any third party. Like lots of other earphones in this test, they have no volume control on the earphone themselves. They also support Siri, but there's no documentation on the website or in the package to tell you that this is the case. It's a hidden feature which you activate by pressing the button quickly twice. And as to the sound of the Avantrees, well, it's actually very good out of the box. You really don't need to do much in terms of EQ. The treble is excellent. The bass is there, not overpowering. And overall, I think they've got the balance just about right. So, in summary, it's true, you do get what you pay for. But the difference in performance between the top price B&Os and the second place Avantrees is actually not that much. Certainly not worth the price difference. If your budget is below $100, then my recommendation is the Avantrees. They're really fantastic for the money. If you do have a little bit of extra cash to spend, then the B&Os do offer an extra level of quality. What lets them down is their audio delay and also the extra dropouts you get with the previous version of Bluetooth. That's it for this week. Please remember to like and subscribe. As usual, products can be bought via links in the description below. And thanks for watching. See you next time.